Hello students, Mr. Murphy here. We're going to talk about systems of linear equations, but in this first video we're actually going to review what is a linear equation. A linear equation is an equation of the first degree, meaning it has no variable raised to a power greater than 1, and it can be expressed in the form ax plus b equals 0 for one variable, or ax plus by plus c equals 0 for two variables where a, b, and c are constants. That's a really math definition for something that is pretty simple for you to recognize. We have seen equations like 3x plus 5 equals 20. That's a one variable linear equation because the x, it doesn't have a number right here. Well, technically it has a 1, but you don't write the number there. So anytime you see an equation with nothing, no little number to the right of the x, then you're fine. We can also have two variable linear equations, and a lot of times we'll see them in this form, y equals 3x minus 5. Again, linear because there's nothing right there. Okay. So those are linear equations. So let's go on to recognize our linear equations. Now, they are called equations, but there are three ways we can write linear equations. The first, of course, is an equation. And a linear equation would be like this one, y equals negative 1/2 x, or negative half x minus 2. Don't say negative 1/2 x because it might get confusing. We can also write it in a table. So that would be this table where you have the x and the y. The x is the input, the y is the output. You take this number and you put it in for x. And in this equation, you would multiply by negative 1/2 and subtract 2. So negative 1/2 times negative 2 minus 2. So first you do the multiplication. Negative 1/2 times negative 2 is positive 1 minus 2. 1 minus 2 is negative 1. And that's the output. So this right side reduces to negative 1, so you'd end up with y equals negative 1. Okay? So x is negative 2, reduces to y equals negative 1, and you can put in new numbers for x, and you get different numbers out for y. And that's the magic of your two variable equation. Your one variable equation has one correct answer. Your two variable equation will always have an infinite number of answers. Number three, the third way we can represent a linear equation is a graph. And again, this is the same equation. So we start at negative 2. This is called the slope-intercept equation because it has a slope, which is this number in front of x. We label it as m. And this number, which is at the end, which is the y-intercept. And we like this equation because it makes it very easy to graph our linear equations, because we start, or we begin at b. So in this case, we have a negative 2 here, so we're going to begin at negative 2. We're going to go down the y-axis till we get to that number and put a dot. That's the beginning point. Then we are going to move the slope. So we take the slope, which in this equation is negative 1/2. That means in our rise over our run, we are going to do negative 1 over 2. So we're going to go down 1 and over 2 and put another point. And that's the next point that is on the grid. So we can draw a straight line through those points. Now, the magic of the slope is that the rise and the run are always up and over, right? So you always go up and over. So if you have a negative, one of those is going to be the opposite. So instead of going up, I can go down 1 and over 2. Or I could still go up 1, but then I've got to go to the left 2. They are both 1 over 2. 1 over negative 2 is exactly the same as negative 1 over positive 2. So these are both negative 1 over 2. Okay? So our slope is our movement, and our y-intercept is our beginning point. And that's what you need to know about linear equations. The most important part being they make a line. That's going to be really important in systems of linear equations, which are coming up next.